Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Dave Does. Nice to see everybody back again. Welcome to the garage. Today's project's a little different. Normally I make lighthouses, chairs, some lit signs, edge lit signs, and stuff like that. Stuff for outdoors. This time I've been contracted by one of the neighbors doing a renovation on this house to build a open-ended cabinet. On the bottom there'll be 6 bays for wine, 3 bays on top for LP albums. Some of you might not know what that is. Google it. It's what us old people used to do to listen to music, vinyl. So the overall dimensions of the large one, there's one basically floor to ceiling. It's 79 3/4 inches tall. 6.5 inches wide with the 6 and then the 3 bays, like I said. The next one is a little smaller. It's 31 inches tall, still 6.5 inches wide, with a shelf right in the middle of it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It's going to be quite interesting. I haven't done this before, so I bought some new bits. I've got some new saw blades, nice and sharp, crisp edges. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But just before I break away, what I'm going to do is I'll show you a close-up of the plans I've got in front of me right now. And you can pause it if you want and take the dimensions and maybe make it for yourself or make it and sell it. So there you go. That's how we do that. Now, what I'm going to start with the big one first. Now, like I said, the depth is I think I did. The depth is 15 inches. So I should be able to get 2 out of here fairly easily. Both sides out of this one piece. Then I'll have a piece left over. The plan is to make the front of it seamless. So I'll cut all the bays out of this edge piece here, so that'll sit up on top, and then of course it'll all be rabbited out so it looks really, really nice. So when you're looking at it, it's completely seamless. So let's go ahead. I'm going to draw it up now. I'll bring you in a little closer as I figure this all out. Okay, everyone, here we go. So what the idea is, the front and the back are 15 inches. I got 15 inch and a 16th there, and then from here to this line here, you probably can't see it, but from here to here is 15 inches and a 16th. We're gonna put an extra 16th on there for the kerf of the blade. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna set the Kreg jig up, and we'll cut that down. We'll get it down to the 2 sides I want it at, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut in all of the rabbets I require. Both pieces at the same time, and then after all that's done, after all the rabbiting is done, top and bottom, and for the shelves, then we'll go ahead and cut it in half, and I'll have 2 exact mirrors of each other. And then we'll start looking at the shelves. There we go, we got her cut down into our double width, I guess you could say. So now it's still too big. Of course, this is exactly 96 inches, and we only need 79 3/4. So we'll go just a touch bigger than that. What I want to do is just a bit of an experiment. I got this big T-square. It's for drywall. Let's see how square it is. What we're going to do, put it here. 79 3/4, I'll find my pencil. 3/4, and a little extra for sanding. Right there. Now,
square this up. Let's see how square this is. Right there. We'll put this around. Keep the same size.
wow. Huh. What an amaze. Spot on. Okay, I'm just going to set up my Kreg jig right now for that length. We'll have to move the table over a little bit this way a little bit. Don't want to touch the Harley, it's dirty enough as it is. Okay, all right, here we go. We're all set up for the second cut. One thing I didn't mention was the main box is 74 and 3/4 of an inches tall. There is a toe kick that I have to attach under that, which is, which is 4 1/4. So when it comes out to it, that comes out to, what does that come out to? 84 inches. So there we go. Nice thing about this saw is I've just bought this DeWalt saw, not sponsored by them. It's quiet and it cuts really nice. Here we go. I like to put a clamp on and it stops it from twisting and maybe shattering this. I didn't mention it, very expensive maple plywood. Nothing worse than having to tear out the back. So like I said before, I'm going to start over again here. This one's got a bit of a wow on it, but once we get it all together and glued and screwed together, it'll be straight as a die. So just to recap, at the bottom, there's a 3/4 inch rabbet that the base will sit in. There's a 3/4 inch rabbet at the top, which the top will sit in. And then there'll be rabbets, 1/4 inch deep rabbets, all the way across to accept the shelves. And then we'll cut this right down the middle, make sure it's perfectly sized. And then we'll assemble it all. I'm still asking to see if it's going to be exposed so people can see it, because if it is, I have to do something slightly different so the screw heads aren't visible. Either you do something so they're not visible, or you do something so they're very, very visible and look really neat, like a brass screw or a slot screw, a straight head screw bit. No, pardon me. A straight screw, a flathead screw to go into it, so it looks really, really nice and maybe a little ornate. I haven't seen the inside of their house yet. They're just down the street here. I don't know what they want, but anyway, I'll speed this up and you'll just see me go through it, what I've already started on the other side. So yeah, ludicrous speed. Oh, before we go to ludicrous, what I do is I've got a steel rule here, so there's no chances of really messing it up unless I go brain dead, which I have done in the past. But what I do is I don't use right to the very edge. I always measure off from the number 1 line, and then since this is 5 inches, obviously I'll go to the 6th line. So I got to remember that. I put a little check there to remember where I have to be. But that's what I do, and it seems to come out a little more accurate. Ludicrous speed. I'm not going to make you watch all of this. I'll get this all laid out, and then when I'm ready to put in the rabbets, then I'll get back to you. Yeah, sorry about the vacuum. I think I said in 2 of my other videos now, first thing I do come spring is root the exhaust out the side of the house. Why I put it in here, I don't know. Anyway, so the offset distance between where the blade cuts and the router's got to run along is 2 5/8. So that's what we set it at now. Of course, you always go this way. I'm playing with the blade, router's undone. I've learned my lesson. I'll make sure here we're good. And it looks like it, and it isn't perfect 3/4. We'll just get my rubber mallet, bang that around a little bit. So what we'll do, it's going to make a bit of a mess. So here's hoping. Nice thing about all my new saws and routers and everything else, they're quiet. They're nice and quiet. So here we go. Here's hoping she works. Ahead and check the depths, make sure we're on depth. Quarter inch. Gotta like it. Gotta like it when everything works a little bit. Take your time. Quite nice. I'm going to stand here, we'll clean that up. Then I want to do a test fit quickly. Little sanding on the top here. I like that a lot. That's good. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and set you guys up over there, and I'll turn it into time lapse, and we'll just burn through all these. Now, the interesting thing about this is I had one side free on this. Once I get over to the actual rabbets where the shelving goes, they might end up being a little more challenging. But we'll go slow, take our time, and we'll see if we can make this as physically perfect as I possibly can. All right. So what I did there was, remember when I said earlier this isn't square? So I took the measurement for the 3/4 inch rabbet cut from here, because all of these are parallel. This is not. That's why I did that. So there we go. Let me turn you around here a little bit. There, I think you can see all of that. There's all the rabbits done. I'm gonna look at the camera. There we go. You can't see me. Okay. So there's all the rabbits done. We're gonna clean it up a little bit with a little bit of sandpaper, and then we'll cut her in half. All right. I'm gonna set up for cutting it down the middle, and I'll get back to you. Here we go. I've got it secured on one side. The blade's set to cut at 15 inches. That still leaves me an inch to play with on either side, just in case it's too rough and I've got to take a little down. So let's see how this goes. So there we go, there's our two sides. See they line up. We gotta get that lined up. Oh yeah. Oh, I like that. She fits. Right on. Now, the next thing we're gonna vacuum. Next thing we're gonna do is figure out the size of the shelves, because, well, it should be fairly easy to do. And then we'll cut out the shelves, and then we'll start doing the assembly. So if you can hear me, what I've done here, I've got up a little jig. I got the one side of the cabinet secured to it. I'm going to start cutting on the saw. I'll cut off some 15-inch, 5.5-inch long pieces, and we'll see how well they fit together. Here we go. Somebody's going to loosen this side. We'll have to sort that out. All right, 5.5. See how it goes. All right, let's see how well this goes together here. This is just the top, 5.5. So let's go down to the far end here. We're going to stick this piece in, just to keep it all consistent. Go. Let's put 2 middle ones in. So that's sort of what it looks like. I'll cut up the rest. I'll cut up now the rest of the. Here, get a little closer here. Hang on. I want you to look right down it. So there we go. That's sort of what she's going to look like. It must go between a wall and a fridge, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. So there we go. That's sort of it. It's got to be cleaned up a bit. There's a front that goes on this, and it's going to be made out of the same stuff, but you're just going to be able to see it good side out, so it'll look really, really nice. We'll finish it off real nice for them. So got all the shelves in, the wine rack down there, of course, and this is where the LPs go. I'm making the foot for it now. I got some. I don't want to use the good maple for the bottom of it. So all you're going to see for the toe kick, pardon me, is a piece of maple, and then I got some 5/8 pieces of just construction grade plywood that we'll make fit. And that'll, of course, we got to cut this down to make sure it all fits. But that'll support it. We might put another a piece in the middle to even support it even that much better. If not, even a flat piece, so it's a complete sealed box. Actually, you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. What we're going to do, we've got these leftover pieces here. We'll attach these like that. We'll attach this to the bottom, and then we'll put a flat piece on the bottom. So we'll have to make this a little thinner. I've got a little bit of this 5/8 stuff left, so that'll make it super strong. It'll never go anywhere. It'll last the lifetime of the house. The customer is going to stain it themselves, so I just have to build the box, make it look really, really pretty, and take it over. They're just down the street, so not a long commute. And then after this one's done, I'll be hopefully finish this one tomorrow sometime. Then we've got to build the upper cabinet, and that's roughly the same thing, just not quite so many shelves and so intense. So follow along. I'm just going to aim you over to the table saw here. We're just going to cut up some pieces of 5/8 to make the base. So the cabinet's the toe kick is it's 4.25 high off the ground. So I've got this set to just about 4.25, I guess. Right there, 4.25. I got to readjust this. So we're just going to cut 2 sides and the back down to 4.25, and then we'll sort it all out here. Okay, let's get our ear protection on for this. Alright, we're going to get this piece, we'll sand all this, just a little bit of dirt on. We'll sand this up pretty. Just a second. So we're wrong piece. We need a wider piece. There we go. Oh, there's a larger piece of 5/8. So there we go, that's the base. Here's the front to hide it. Now the two uprights here, which we still have to cut down a little bit. Well, I did something wrong somewhere. 12 inches. How did I do that? Made that too short. Oh, I bet you I grabbed the wrong end. Which is this end I wanted. Let's find out. Yep. Grabbed the wrong one. So that's the base, that's the front, the pretty front. Those are the sides. Like that. This back piece goes in there. We're just going to cut that down. I keep doing that. Why don't I just measure this stupid thing? There we go. That's our support and recessed toe kick. To attach it to the bottom. So these pieces here will get supports there, and we will get them. So it goes on like that, like that. We'll glue and brad nail these guys on. So I'll go get that set up, make sure the compressor is all fully charged up, and we'll get right back to you. Well, we're here. Let's put the whole shooting match together, I guess. Thing is, I can't put the bottom on because I've got to attach this to the bottom of that first. I don't really want to do that yet. So, oh shoot! I forgot. Now we'll take this over to the saw. We'll just cut her off. I forgot this piece goes in the back, flush. And of course I did that. All right, I can fix this. All right. Stupid as a stupid does. There we go. That's better. Now there's the pretty side out. There. Of course, this is completely upside down, and then this is the bottom. Those are pretty little blocks. What can I do here? Can I do anything? base on. I can square it up, I guess. I can't put that on. I can put the front on. This says 2 brad nails. This is way underneath. You're not going to see it. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. See how much of a mess I can make out of this. Just like that. This, of course, is the part that's attached to the bottom. This is an added support. It'll go on there. We'll sand it all up, even though nobody's ever going to see it. We'll just make sure it's completely flush, which it already is. We're just going to take off the glue. Of course, the weight's going down. The weight is transferred through here, not on here. These are there just to hold this sort of securely to the base of the cabinet. So folks, we're going to call that a day on the first build. Well, the first day of the build of this cabinet. We'll finish it up tomorrow by making the front, putting the base on, and pardon me, let's do this in correct order. We'll put the back on, we'll put the base on, and then we'll put the front on. The front's going to be the not the niggliest little part, but it's going to be a part where we're going to have to be very, very careful with the router. And I don't know if this is in the shot, probably not, but down here, I got this shelf on upside down. So what we want to do is make sure all the nice sharp edges are at the top, because that's what you're going to look at the most. Everything looks like it lines up rather nice, so that's good. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to ring the little bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. Hit the subscribe, and please give me a thumbs up. It always helps out. I enjoy doing this. I'm not going to stop putting stuff on YouTube. I make no money at this except for what I sell, and I just enjoy it. So thanks for following along, and we'll see you tomorrow.